Meravith is a trading system, an indicator that converts the tick volume of the market into exhaustion lines. This way you can find where the market can be exhausted and where to collect your profits. Also, the indicator provides places where you can open your orders. It is a full trading system. When estimate the market, the idea of the what is the trend is relative, because from one point of view it can be bullish, while from the other can be bearish. That's why it is very important where you commence your analysis. In this respect, I'm always suggesting to use some important top or bottom. In this respect, you will know that you analyze some kind of trend, bullish or bearish, doesn't matter. The indicator in my example is set to this point here, which is our bottom. We got a trend line presently in green color. The color of the trend line is changing according to the trend conditions. If the trend is bullish, the trend line will be in green color, while if it is a bearish trend, we will get a red trend line. We got also bearish volume exhaustion line, bullish volume exhaustion line here, volume equilibrium line, which are the most important lines of the Meravith. So what we see here on our chart, the market was at this bottom, then commenced with the movement up. The market check the equilibrium. What is the equilibrium? The equilibrium is the place of the market where bullish volume is equal to bearish volume. How this line is calculated? We got two exhaustion: bullish exhaustion line, where we estimate the market, the bulls of the market, to be exhausted, and also bearish exhaustion line, which is showing us where the bulls, the bears will be exhausted if the market drops. The 50% distance, the equal distance between them, is this equilibrium line, and you will see how the market is respecting it. So the market went up, check the equilibrium, where the market collects liquidity. Equal volume means liquidity. This is the place where is the liquidity. The market check the liquidity, then drop again here on the bullish trend line, and after that broke the equilibrium line. This is a break here, bullish break, because the market is giving a signal us that can trade over the equilibrium. So the market can trade in the bullish volume area. That's why this is a bullish break, an initial signal of Meravith that is showing what will happen and what will go on after that. Once the market broke the equilibrium line and show us that it is possible to trade on the bullish side, then the market drop to collect liquidity to open new orders. The market drop to the bullish trend line, anyhow it can open to deviation lines here, or even to the bearish volume exhaustion line. And you can open your position here at the equilibrium, at the bullish trend line, at the bearish deviation, or even if the market dropped here and the conditions of the current trend are not changed. I mean, if the bullish trend is still active, the bullish trend is represented by this bullish trend line. If the green line is still in force and the market dropped to the bearish volume exhaustion, and the bearish volume exhaustion is over this initial point, not below, you can still buy. The idea is as follows: we buy after the market dropped and when the market collect liquidity, we buy with target to the bullish exhaustion line. Please notice here that when the market reach the bullish exhaustion line, it can proceed further up. So our bullish trend is valid from this point until the equilibrium is not broken. This is our bullish trend. If the market break the equilibrium and commence to trade below, here in this area, can be small area, can be a bit wider, depends on the market, we will consider the bullish trend broken. It is important to say that in initial stages of the trend, when the market didn't reach any exhaustion line, bullish or bearish, the trend is not over. Doesn't matter whether the equilibrium is breached or not. We are checking breach of the equilibrium only if the market reach some of the exhaustion lines. Why is like this? This is a trend that got some volume inside, and this volume must be exhausted. This is the volume of the trend is like a fuel. This fuel must be used before changing of any direction. That's why if we are in the initial stage of the market and the market still didn't reach its destination, its initial destination, you can consider the exhaustion lines like a destination. It is a goal for our movement where already accumulated volume inside our trend until here must be distributed. This is the exhaustion line. If we got volume inside and the market didn't reach the exhaustion line, that means that this volume is not distributed and our trend is not over. But while we reach at least one exhaustion line, we can consider that this volume here is already distributed, even kind of distribution, probably not entire distribution, we don't know. The market after that will show us. In this example, the market reached the exhaustion line here and after that proceeded up again. So we got additional distribution here and we don't know where exactly this distribution will end. But we need at least the market to reach the first exhaustion line to be sure that some of this volume already is distributed. This is the reason why the trend can proceed further until reaching at least one exhaustion line, and in order the trend to be completed, we need additional condition to trade below the volume equilibrium. So this is a signal here, only a signal, because we didn't reach the exhaustion line, and this is a breach. This is the end of the bullish trend, because already reached some kind of distribution, the initial distribution or the entire distribution. We don't know how the market will develop, but we reach distribution, we reach a target, we reach exhaustion, and after that dropped below the volume equilibrium. That's why the trend over. So generally this is the way Meravith system can be used. Also another important thing is the volume inside the current trend. Here in this button VD, this is the button of the volume. It is shown by dots. Here you can see one blue dot, here another two blue dots. Indicator is calculating the volume since the beginning of the trend for each moment. How this blue dot is calculated and what does it mean? The indicator constantly recalculates the accumulated volume from the beginning until the current candle, and if these calculations found volume that is 2 deviations bigger than the average volume for the trend, it is indicated by blue dot. If this volume is 3 deviations more than the average volume until now, then the dot will be purple and a bit bigger. So this volume is quite big, and we can use it in our analysis. For example, you can see that here we got volume over the equilibrium, but this volume here is on equilibrium, so the market is looking for liquidity. If we got volume over the equilibrium, for example here, this will be a bullish sign. If we got volume below the equilibrium, this is a bearish sign. So if we are, like in this example, in bullish trend and volume appear here below the equilibrium line, this will be a bearish sign that the market can proceed down to bearish volume exhaustion, where the market will look for further liquidity here. And after that, because we got a break over the equilibrium here, most probably the market will proceed further to the bullish exhaustion line. If we got volume over the equilibrium, for example here, in most of the cases it will be enough for the market to proceed further up without chasing liquidity below the equilibrium or below the bullish trend line. So in this respect, if we got a volume here, the market can correct only to the equilibrium line and to proceed further up, or to the bullish trend and to proceed further up. So volume tool in Meravith is important for our estimation. What else we got? This percentage here, 25% bearish and 75% bullish, means that the distance between the trend line and the bearish volume exhaustion is 25% compared to the distance from bullish trend line to the bullish volume exhaustion. This is our bullish side of the market, from bullish trend to bullish volume exhaustion, and this is our bearish side of the market. Bearish side is 25% and the bullish side is 75%. This is a general familiarization with the indicator, and other examples will be considered in different videos. Thank you and bye.